Hi, and welcome back to MotorScribes. Today I want to talk about something pretty big in the automotive space, especially if you're interested in design, innovation, and how global car brands are doubling down in the country. Now, Renault India has taken a bold step forward with the inauguration of its brand new Renault Design Center in Chennai. And honestly, it's more than just a shiny new building. It's the starting point of what Renault is calling their Renault Rethink strategy. Now, Renault has been in India for a while, and we've seen the Duster, the Kwid, the Kiger, but 2025 seems to be an inflection point for them. A moment where they're not just participating in the Indian market, they're reimagining their entire approach to it. So what's this Renault Rethink strategy all about? Well, it's Renault's India-centric transformation strategy. And the very first major step in that journey is the launch of the largest design center outside of France, right here in Chennai. The idea is to shift just making in India to now designing in India. And they're not doing it halfway. The center is 1,500 square meters of cutting-edge, future-forward design tech. Think VR setups for a hyper-realistic design view, an 8.5-meter LED wall that looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, creative collaboration zones that break away from the typical desk setup, and even immersive exhibition spaces where 3D models and ideas can be evaluated in real time. They've gone out to create an ultra-modern workspace. But what's really cool is that they've blended this with a uniquely Indian sensibility. They're calling the design philosophy tactile confluence, which is basically this seamless merge of modern European architecture with Indian cultural influences. It's about building something that feels global, but deeply rooted in the local ethos. This is a big deal for Renault because India is now the third largest car market in the world. And with nearly 10,000 engineers already working at the Renault Nissan Technology and Business Center in Chennai, which is just next door to this new design hub, there's already a strong R&D foundation in place. This new center is all about taking things up a notch or two or more. Laurens van den Acker, Renault's chief design officer, summed it up really well. He said, and I am quoting him here, "India is highly unique and locally driven. Having a dedicated design studio is essential to understanding its nuances, listening to its needs, and building from its strengths." And that's exactly what Renault is doing with this entire setup. What also caught my attention as I walked around this space is the sculpture that they've created at the inauguration. It's called Renault Rethink. Same as the strategy, and it's not just art for art's sake. It's meant to symbolize Renault's transformation and commitment to India. Designed by Indian designers, it reflects emergence, innovation, and progress. The sculpture itself has three fragmented surfaces, kind of glitch-inspired that suggests something evolving in motion. And at its core is a glowing light, which Renault says represents their vision taking shape. It's a metaphor, sure, but a powerful one. They're basically saying, we're just getting started. The idea behind it, the imperfections are part of the process, that innovation comes from disruption, and that's a pretty modern mindset for a legacy automaker to adopt. Yes, it does have a silhouette of a Renault Duster, and that's just a conversation for another day, and I'm quite sure you've heard a lot of people talking about that too. But coming back to the topic at hand, we've got what Mr. Venkatraman, who is Renault India's country CEO and MD, he also had something neat to say. And he called Renault the most Indian of European car makers. And when you look at the numbers, it makes sense. The biggest R&D facility outside France, a 90% localized supply chain, and one of the largest design centers now in India, and a recent 100% takeover of their manufacturing plant in Tamil Nadu. That's the one that was jointly done with Nissan, so now Renault is going to own that plant 100%. So they've even started revamping their dealerships with a new global identity. If you're in Chennai, you might have already seen the first global debut of their new R store format. We have a video on our channel, and I will put the link of that video in the description of this video as well for you to take a look at it so you can see what Renault's been up to. So all of this clearly feeds into Renault's bigger international plan as well. They're calling it the International Game Plan 2027. And India is clearly at the heart of it. They're not just trying to sell more cars here, they want to build for India, from India, and take that innovation global. So what does this mean for you and me? Well, we can expect to see more India-specific Renault products in the near future, designed with Indian consumers in mind, possibly even new concepts that challenge the traditional design norms that we've seen so far. And hopefully cars that blend European flair with Indian practicality. Because now, with this new center, the people designing Renault cars for India are in India. And to me, that's the biggest win over here. So yeah, that's what Renault Rethink is all about. It's not just a corporate rebranding or a ribbon-cutting ceremony. It's Renault placing India at the core of its design, development, and production ecosystem. It'll be interesting to see what kind of cars roll out with this vision in the next couple of years. And we've been told that some SUVs are definitely in the lineup, especially in that 20 lakh space. So if they get the mix right with the technology, the design, and the local insight, Renault India could very well be one of the key players redefining what mobility looks like in India. Well, that's what I have on Renault's design center and their plans for now. And if you do have any more questions about what Renault is up to, their new strategy, or the design center itself, drop me a comment below. It's my promise and the MotorScribes promise that we answer every question that comes in on our channel. So don't hesitate, and we're here for you.